Hey everyone, it's Lisa from the blog farmhouse.com, and today I'm going to share with you my sourdough stuffing recipe for Thanksgiving. So if you're brand new to my channel, you might be wondering about the wrap here. I have a newborn baby, and so this is how I'm able to get anything done. During naps is when I cook and share it with you while the baby's in here. So this is baby Daniel. All right, I'm going to start with 1 loaf of my homemade sourdough bread. I do have the video recipe right here on my YouTube channel and on my blog, and I'm just going to cut this in about 1-inch squares. Now if you are brand new to my channel, you might wonder why sourdough, or you might have searched for this and you already know all the benefits. Sourdough is a way to ferment grains that makes them more digestible, readily available for the nutrition, and a lot of times people who can't tolerate bread and gluten can tolerate sourdough. So that is why I like to use it. I started this bread about 2 days ago now because I did a first rise where I allowed all of the ingredients to sour and soak, and then I did a second rise, which whenever your house is cold, like it is in November, it's not super cold but it's not hot, takes quite a while for the bread to rise. I did put mine on top of my stove. It's an antique stove that has a pilot light, and so that did help quite a bit. As you can see, I spread it out on a baking sheet with some parchment paper. I'm gonna toast this first in my oven at 350 degrees for about 20 minutes. Before doing that, I'm gonna put a little bit of butter on it, about 4 tablespoons to really get it nice and crispy and delicious, almost like a crouton. It's about half a stick of butter for reference, and I'm just gonna use the other half later on. I'm gonna toss it around a little bit. It already smells great because this bread I just baked this morning smells so great. And I'm just gonna get this in the oven at 350 degrees for 20 minutes, and I'm gonna stir halfway in between so that it doesn't get burnt, but it does get nice and toasty. Next, I'm gonna get about 3 stalks of celery going here in my butter. Now, everyone on my channel has been telling me I need new sharper knives, and I have one now, and I love it. You guys were right, but I've already cut myself twice, so I think I got too used to my dull knives. Just gonna roughly chop this. I'm also gonna get 1 medium onion going. I'm just going to saute those until they're a little soft, so just about 5 or 10 minutes on low. And then I'm going to get some fresh sage and thyme chopped up, about a couple tablespoons of each. Of course, you can use dry. In that case, just use about a teaspoon of each. Right? And I'm just going to add this to my veggies. I'm just going to add about 2 teaspoons of salt. Now this will salt the full dish. And several grains of fresh black pepper. Now that the bread is toasty and my veggies are nice and soft, I'm gonna add 3 cups of bone broth to a large bowl. Now I just strained some off, it's piping hot, from the Instant Pot. It's homemade. If you want that recipe, it is here on my channel, I'll link it. And 2 eggs. Now mine are room temperature because they're from our chickens, but refrigerated would work just fine. I'm just gonna whisk this together and then add my toasty bread to it. I'm also gonna add my sauteed veggies and just give it a stir and let it all kind of soak together. It smells incredible. All right, I'm just gonna allow this to soak for about 5 or 10 minutes until all of the broth and eggs are nicely absorbed into my sourdough bread. Right now, I just added this right back to my cast iron skillet, and I'm gonna pop it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 40 minutes. Right, well, I hope that you enjoy this recipe. I like the idea of making this sourdough stuffing year-round. It has homemade bone broth, healthy, whole grain, long fermented sourdough bread, fresh eggs, veggies. It's the perfect dish. It should really be a year-round staple. It's just something we only usually think about around this time. Make sure to visit the link in the description below. I have a free ebook with all of my Thanksgiving recipes. I have 5 recipes that are perfect to make a healthier version of Thanksgiving, and recipes you might even consider using throughout the winter and the fall. It's a great way to download it and have them all in one place so that you don't have to constantly go back to my blog and look up all the different recipes. Of course, the printable recipe for this will also be on the blog. I'll leave that in the description below as well. If you are brand new to sourdough and you want more info on that, I have a whole sourdough playlist. So I don't even know how many sourdough recipes at this point, a lot. How to make your own starter. This bread recipe is in there. And of course, this recipe just calls for 1 loaf of my sourdough bread. All right, well, if you're brand new to my channel, please hit that subscribe button. I make 2 new videos every week on food from scratch, natural living, and a handmade home. Thank you so much for stopping by the farmhouse.